I had a previous month, I was in Iran, I told you earlier. I went back to visit my parents. I came back to Manila, and I'm thinking I need a vacation. And we had a little orientation with my group, and a couple just walked in. They were just returning from honeymoon from Coron, and they said, oh, they had the greatest time in the world, etc. And you know, that's what freedom is, because next day I called the airline, and the day after I was out. Didn't have to get permission, didn't have to plan, didn't have to get substitute employees to work for me. It's a total freedom. You know what I mean? And if you have the money, you can choose where your next vacation will be when you want it to, without worrying. That's what this business offers, if you have that. Other traditional businessmen, they have the finances, but I know I met many people there who are business owners. But as they were there, they were on their BlackBerry, they're calling the office, and hey, how's the cash register? Or did you take care of that client? While I'm just worried about which fish to eat, this one or this one, you know? You're going and having fun. Now, I'm going to talk to you brand new people today. I want you to understand the business is predictable if you do the right things. And you're going to do the right thing if you have the right thinking. So I'm going to talk about in those sense to you. The business is 100% predictable. It's as predictable as ABC. You know, 1 plus 2 is 3. It's as predictable as that, except you have to do the right things. So I'm going to tell you, based on my experience, what do you need to do? There is not much you're going to learn in the next 45 minutes, but my goal is to give you an overview, what needs to be done, what direction you need to go, and what are the things that you need to learn along the way. And the speed of it will be up to you. So let's say here we're at the starting point. Let's say you want to start. Now, start doesn't mean register. You could have been registered in the Amway business last week, or last month, or last year, but never made a decision to get started. At some point, you will cross that line and says, I want to get started. And maybe that is today. If it's not, maybe you can go to Manila, attend our big convention everybody was talking about, the weekend seminar. Maybe after that you decide. But at some point, you will come across and say, it's stupid to be in the Amway business without having a goal and making it work. You don't want to be in the business, you want to make the business work. You know what I mean? And that will not happen until you make a decision you want to start building the business actually. So let's say that point for you is today. Let's say you have decided, I don't want to be in the business, I want to build the business. Because the result in life, in success, does not come being in the business. The result comes when you have a successful Amway business. Okay. Now, in the Amway business, just like a job, it's like a career, except you are the owner. You know, you heard things about a diamond. We have emeralds. We have platinums, executive platinums, 21%. And those are all processes. So it's like a career, just like a job, and there is no limit. There is no limit. There is things beyond diamond, double diamond, triple diamond, crown ambassador. Even in crown ambassadors, they have many, many, many levels. So basically, your ambition is your limits, how far you want to go. But I want to talk to you about not 2 years from now, not 3 years from now, not 5 years from now, even the business is for life. But let's talk about the next 90 days. Let's just talk about the next 90 days, because if you're on the right track, in the next 90 days, you will for sure hit the destination. Okay? Now, let's go back. Before 21%, we have Executive Leaders Club, and then we have Leaders Club. So there's 3 levels basically to reach 21%. All IBOs in the Amway world, they're either 21% or non-21%. Okay? So I'm going to talk about the process of becoming 21%. Who likes to become a platinum, 21% silver, gold, platinum, earning somewhere between 30 to 40 to 50,000 pesos a month, having an international trip, all expense paid by the Amway Corporation? Who likes to have that? It's great. You have the money, you get a free holiday every year. That's what the life of a platinum is. And most platinums I know, they still have their jobs. They don't have to sacrifice or quit unless you have an ugly boss like I did and you could not live with it. And you say, okay, but you know, I'd rather wake up in the morning to my beautiful wife rather than to my ugly boss. Let's talk about Leaders Club. Now, Leaders Club in Network 21, it's a proper level in the business combined with the Amway volume, but the proper structure. set up for a right foundation so you can climb to the next level. Not just to hit it and fall, but to set up the right foundation. So let's talk about Leaders Club. Now, there is no deadline. There is no time limit. I've had one person reach Leaders Club in several days only. A person who attended a weekend seminar convention a couple of weekends ago, and she came and there was only 5 or 6 days left to the month in, and the speaker at the convention was teaching how to go Leaders Club. She got excited and she says, I want to go Leaders Club this month. I said, okay. And she did it in about 5 days. I don't know how to do it in 5 days. It took me 90 days. It took me 3 months to do it. Okay? Do you follow? But also I have people who have been in the business for 2 years and still not Leaders Club. Nothing wrong. Nobody joins Amway for somebody else. You start your business for you. Now, you want to take 2 years to diamond, or you want to take 20 years to diamond, no problem. We still have respect as long as you finish. But based on 17 years in the Amway business with Network 21, I know if you have made a decision, today is my starting point. I want to go and build an Amway business. The determination, the commitment is there. People can reach Leaders Club in between 1 to 3 months. This is not a 1 to 3 year plan. It's a 1 to 3 months plan after a commitment, after a decision. Do you follow what I'm talking about? That happened to me. My first month, I joined the Amway business 17 years ago. I was a director of engineering in a company. I came out of a weekend seminar. I am excited. I went and showed the plan. I talked to everybody. I showed 30 plans in my first month. First month, 30 plans. Guess how many people joined? 0. Guess how many people buy product? 1, me. Month two, I showed the plan again, 30 times again, month 2. On the last day of the month, still 0 sign up, still 0 customer. I was so angry, frustrated, I bought an Amway kit out of my own pocket. I signed up my mother-in-law. I gave it to her as a Christmas present in the month of July because I didn't want to fail. But you know, on the 3rd month, I won Leaders Club all by myself. Now, that's what I said. It takes 1 to 3 months. Now, my Leaders Club was being built in those first 2 months. Except it didn't show up in the PV. It didn't show up in this month. As I was fighting for it, I was building the mind of a Leaders Club, the heart of a Leaders Club, the skill, the belief. You know what I mean? So it's not just mechanic. It's not just the mechanic of building the business. It's what has to happen inside of you also. Some people build a business without the inside. They build it, but it collapses. Some people like me, they work and get no result, but the real result cannot be measured. You know what I mean? It's like those 3D movies. Unless you have the right glasses, you cannot see it. The result, I had results in the first 2 months, but it was on the inside. See, the confidence was going up. The skill was being developed. And everything showed up just like a farmer. You plant and harvest 2 different seasons. For 2 months I planted, and my harvest was on my 3rd month. So for you, I don't know. Maybe you're better than me. Maybe you just, like that, my downline, in 5 days you go Leaders Club. But maybe for you, it will take 3 months to go Leaders Club. But it can be done in 90 days. So let's talk about, by the time you're Leaders Club, let's talk about the beginning with the end in mind. What does your Leaders Club business should look like? Typically, this is what a Leaders Club business looks like. You will have a team 1, a team 2, a team 3. You will have 3 teams. This might be team 1. This might be team 2, a little smaller. And this might be team 3 that just 2 to 3 people in. It might be your grandma and grandpa. It might be just a couple of people in. It might not be an active team yet. It's just a beginning. Because that is the definition of Leaders Club, having 3 teams. Okay? Now, most likely in team 1, you might have 2 to 3 people who are paying attention. What about all these other guys? Don't worry if they're not doing anything. The business is working. You're going to start from here. You're going to go out, talk to some people. You're going to build a business. You're going to recruit some people. Some of those people, like my mother-in-law, They join because I gave them a kit. Some of those people will join you because they like you. They cannot say no to you. They feel, wow, sorry for this guy. He's doing Amway. Maybe he really needs help. Okay, I'll join the business. But they have no intention to build. It's okay. Don't prejudge sponsoring 4 or 5 people and saying, it's not working. Nobody's doing anything. It is working. As I said, you need 3D glasses. It's working. You just cannot see it. Do you know what I mean? So out of all of these people you sponsor, maybe in your team you will have 20 plus sponsored into the team, not from your personal only, maybe about 7 to 8 of those 20 are personals. The rest of them are from the list of their other prospects, people who know somebody else, who knows somebody else. Out of those 20, as I said, maybe 2 to 3, maybe 2, maybe 3 will pay attention, will take the baby steps. In your other team, you might have only 1, plus you. So a Leaders Club business is made up of about only 4 or 5 active people. But you have to go through about 20 people to find those 4 or 5. And those 4 or 5 are the ones who are enrolled on continuing education program. They come to the business preview. They sell a little bit. They buy a little bit. You know what I mean? They're being trained how to be a diamond. Just like you. They're duplicating you. So with the wrong eyes, if you look at this, you'll be disappointed because you're looking at, wow, there is lots of people who are not doing what I'm doing. That's normal. That is normal. So you need to look, what are you looking for? By the time you finish Leaders Club, you basically will have about 4 to 5 follower leader. They want to be a leader, but they follow you. They take the basic steps with that. So this is the end. And these people are the one who will develop their own team tools. They learn how to show the plan, what we're going to call core, going in. So that's what your business will look like. Now, let's go back. How do we go from start to there? Well, obviously, we have to build a business. But as I told you my story, as I mentioned, it took me 3 months to go Leaders Club, but it was a process. As we want you to build this, but we also want you to build yourself. If you build the structure without you building yourself, the business might not be as stable as you wish. I've had many people who build the businesses larger than Leaders Club, but their businesses did not succeed because they did not build themselves in their leadership and skills and people skills, part of it. So let's talk about the process of going from start to Leaders Club. Instead of a level, first is a program in Network 21 that after 20 plus years of experience, we call core. Jim and Nancy has come up with a core because it helps you not only to build the business, it's not a level, it's a process, it's education, it's the effort. That as you build the business, at the same time you will build yourself, you will build your skills, you will build your confidence. There are 7 elements in core. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 elements. And they all have its own part into this. Steps 1 and 2 are about products. Steps 1 and 2 is about products. First, step 1 is be 100% user of Amway products. Doesn't it make sense? I mean, if you expect to earn millions and have a freedom in the Amway business, doesn't it common sense that you should be using your own product? How can you expect other people to even join you if they find you that you are not committed, convicted believer of the product? So you should be your own products. And great thing about the Amway business and Amway products are the products are wonderful. You might be romantically involved with your toothpaste brand or cosmetic brand, but you give a chance to the Amway products, you will fall in love with it too over time. The definition of 100% user, I was talking to an IBO several weeks back, and I said, are you a 100% user? Yes. What do you use? Toothpaste. What else? That's it. He was a 100% user of one product. That is not a 100% user. The definition of a 100% user is having 10 to 15 products in your house at use, not at storage, for you to use. Brushing your teeth. Washing your hair. Even if you have no hair, still use shampoo. It's okay. It's good PV. Laundry detergent, right? I mean, just common sense. Dishwasher. Neutralites. Why don't you eat, Nutrilite, one of the most prestigious brands in the world. All organic, 74 years of history. That when you take a tablet, you are certified, guaranteed that what says on the tablet is in it. Do you know that the vitamin industry is not regularized globally? They tell you that you will take this omega-3, for example, they will tell you it has 300 milligram of DHA and EPA. You know that there is nobody measuring it. They just put the label on. But Nutrilite is one of the only vitamin company in the world who uses pharmaceutical manufacturing practice, which means they check everything. We were at the Nutrilite plant last year, and the XX, our premier line of multivitamins, it's made up of 21 different fruits and vegetables. From the time that the seed is planted in our all organic certified farm until the box is shipped out of California to go around the world, that XX goes through 500 checkpoints to make sure the process is clear, that by the time it goes out, if it says it has 75 milligram of vitamin C, it does have 75 milligrams of vitamin C. If it says there is no chemicals, all of those things being checked, So that's the brand that we have. And why not take vitamin? Why work hard? Why work hard, so hard to become financially free and then die early? What? Just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Why work so hard and die at the age of 40, Might as well, if you know you're going to have financial freedom, might as well extend your life till 100, 110, whatever. And a part of it is done taking good supplementation, good nutrition, good exercise. You don't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You don't have to build muscles, but you have to exercise a little bit, You don't like to run? That's okay. Dance, walk, go up and down the stairs. Stress management. Okay, so learn about Nutrilite and use it. Artistry, one of the top 5 prestigious brand of cosmetics in the world. And I heard that last week. For the first time also, Artistry has reached one of the top 5 skincare lines in the world, and one of the top 5 skincares in the Philippines already. We're in the top 5. Why not use that? I use that. I have lots of skin here. I still use shampoo, but Cream LX, lots of PV also. Last week we launched in Manila Artistry Peel. It's an unbelievable product. Unbelievable. Within 8 minutes, you can actually see the difference. We put a little bit of the peel under one hand versus the other. In 8 minutes, you can see, you have to see it to believe it. And it works. It's a fantastic product. So use the Artistry lines. 10 to 15 products. Okay? Now, number 2, if you believe in the products, then you need to develop about 10 to 15 clients, retail clients. Okay, so the first 2 items, the first 2 elements of core is dedicated to products. Use and develop clients. Now, my suggestion, again, don't follow me necessarily. Check with your team, check with your mentors. But in my team, I learned this long time ago, that in order to grow the business, one of the previous speakers was talking about Amway has lots of products, and globally we have thousands, but you don't need thousands. You just need to become good at a few things. Just a few good products makes the business work, I use thousands. I use everything. In US, even the peanut butter that we eat at home comes from Amway. Coffee comes from Amway. But those peanut butter and coffee didn't make me wealthy. You know what I mean? We just use because it's good and we get points. But we learn, especially for new IBO, we want you to make money quick at the beginning. Because if you can see the money coming, you'll become more serious, working harder. Is try to specialize to learn 2 to 3 products. Take an interest in an industry. For example, you might say, I want to become good at health. I want to become good at Nutrilite. That's a great idea. And what I suggest in my team, don't become a vitamin salesman. Don't go put the catalog in front of people. Educate yourself about health. Go out to the bookstore. Go out to Network 21 table. Buy some health books and CDs. Not about vitamins, but about the health industry. Don't sell vitamins. Sell the cure. You know what I mean? And you will sell vitamins through education, health education. Read some books. You don't have to be a physician to become a health expert from prevention point of view. You can read some common sense. There's lots of books available, But make sure you get the books that your upline has approved, because you don't know those authors. You don't know what they say. Nobody knows who they are. They might add a name doctor to themselves and put it on the book. We don't know if they're a really doctor or not. You know what I mean? And I have a story for you in a couple of steps in a minute, but I'll be careful about what you read, because it looks nice, the title might look nice, but unless you know the credibility of the person talking, you're just buying maybe a book that's cut and paste from other people's books put together. So that's why we have in our Network 21, we have pre-selected items, because we know those are good. We know the one that we're selecting for you is there. So 1 and 2 are the products. Step number 3 is the building step. Building the structure, building the team. We call it showing the plan. STP. So in the future, you're going to hear people, do STP, do STP. What is STP? Showing the Amway marketing plan. Okay? Now, how do you show the marketing plan? You can use a flip chart. Flip charts are available that actually you don't have to memorize numbers and stuff. I love these things. I love these things because everything is there. All I have to do is read English. I don't have to memorize, Have you been at your business preview? Have you been at your line of sponsorship business preview? Don't those speakers sound good? Most of them are, but they're not good. They just know how to read this and add a couple of jokes here and there to it. So you can get one of these flip charts and, use that. But, I found that the flip chart doesn't do the sponsoring. Flip chart is just a way of communicating. What sponsors people is your excitement. That's why I mentioned step number 1 and 2 is a product, because if you don't have belief on the product, it will even affect your sponsoring rate. A dog can smell if a person is scared. If you're scared, the dog can feel it. Humans are smarter than dog, especially your friends. They look at you, they will know right away if you're really serious or not. You know what I mean? And sometimes, initially, the belief comes after your belief on the products go up. If you use the product, say, this was really great. If you take some Nutrilite, that's why Amway, in their Amway kit, there's a Nutrilite Daily in it, because we want you to take it for the first 30 days so you feel, wow, this is good. I feel much better. I'm less tired, I'm more energetic, and hopefully that will affect your overall health also. So showing the plan is when you show your friends the Amway sales and marketing plan. Will everybody join? I hope so, but they won't. Is it because they don't like Amway? Some they don't, some they do. We don't know. I showed the plan to many people who said no, but sometimes later on they joined. Actually, I found that a lot of my clients, they join later. They buy the products after 3-4 months. They love the product. And I say, hey, why don't you get in, save 30%, and maybe you can build a business also. But we show the plan. And if you're new, it might be wise, if you want to build it fast, to start with what we call a home gathering, a business lunch, a home meeting. Why? Because in the same 1 hour, we can talk to 8 to 10 people rather than to one person. Do you follow what I'm talking about? Now, let me give you some numbers. For example, to reach 21% platinum, let's say the first month of platinum silver producer, having an international trip and all of that stuff, you probably have to sponsor at least about 20 people personally from your own list, of candidates. Okay? Now, I don't know about you. Maybe you are God. Maybe everybody will say yes to you. And if you do, come and talk to me because I need to learn from you. But my experience is not everybody does join. Some people say, I'll think about it, but they never do. They never think. Some people say maybe. Some people, my experience is maybe 1 out of 4, maybe 1 out of 5 to be safe. Okay, 1 out of 5 joins. So if 1 out of 5 joins, if I need 20 to join, how many do I need on my list so I make sure I have at least 20? I need a list of 100. That's why your upline is probably telling you, let's have a list of at least 100 people to start with. Because you'll be so amazed who will say yes, who will say no. My sister, after 17 years, she's still not joining Amway. Every time I talk to her, she said, can you bring that magic lotion, Crimelex? She likes to use it, she doesn't like to pay. But she still doesn't want to join. You know what I mean? I wish she would join, but she doesn't. But the people that I thought they will not join, they join. So it's hard to predict. That's why the faster you can go through 100 people, the faster you're on your way to 21%. That's why it's wise for new people to start with 2 or 3 home gatherings, because it's like a production line. You're going to go through 10 to 15 people at a time rather than one by one by one. Besides, with the group presentation, you can use group dynamics. I suggest you start with the group dynamics, because every time I do a meeting, if I have 10 audience, and out of 10, I can guarantee you, out of 10, you will have always one who's very negative. Arms crossed, legs crossed, eyes crossed. They will not even look at you, Very negative. I don't try to convert them. I just smile, thank you, I love them. But I pretend they don't even exist. And I can guarantee you, out of 10, as long as you're excited, out of 10, you will always have 1 or 2 who's really excited. So I focus on the excited ones. Because what's going to happen is, you got 1 or 2 leader who's excited. You have 1 or 2 leader, the ones who are negative, they're leader also. You have 1 or 2 leader who are negative, and you have another 7 or 8 followers. So I focus on the positive leaders to influence the followers. You know what I mean? I started, if the person excited, wow, do you like to go to Dubai? And as you get her to talk, it affects the ones who are sitting on the borderline. And people don't want to miss out. Have you ever had a situation in your office? You're sitting there and all your office mates are talking about going out Friday night somewhere. Oh yeah, we can go this and we can go this, and they're not talking to you. How do you feel? Left out. The less they tell you, the more they say but they don't get you involved, the more you feel like, I don't want to be left out. What if they do go to Dubai? What if they can succeed? So a lot of people are magnetized to follow when you have a group dynamics compared to one-on-one. One-on-one, good luck. It takes a lot of energy. You know what I mean? So my experience is a group gathering is a lot better than a one-on-one when you just get started. And you can also use one-on-ones. You can use your business preview. So again, that's not a topic for this talk, but everything that I'm talking about is summarized in your owner's manual in the starter pack. We actually have scripts. We actually have comments in it that says, if a person says, well, I like to do this, but I don't have the time. I like to do this, but I don't have the money. I like to do this, but I don't think that's my cup of tea. We have all the instructions in here how to overcome that. So it's all based on knowledge and skill, not based on you becoming a charismatic person, converting people to become a believer in this business. So showing the plan will build the business. Now, when we show the plan, we use, you saw earlier, a recognition level we called pace setter. A pace setter, and we use a pace setter to start building this team. Okay? Pace setter has 3 elements in it. This is you. Number 1, you sponsor a couple of people. Guess what? Those couple of people will go into your team. And we're going to tell the people who want to build a business also, we tell them to do pace setter. So if you're sitting in this room, if this is your first time, you ask your upline, you ask your mentor, I guess we have to do pace setter. That's the right question to ask. And that will be the first goal. And initially, your team, your mentors, your coaches will actually help you do the pace setter. You just have to be a student. You just have to be a part of a team. Not to be the team, you have to be a part of the team. What you have to provide is a list of prospects. And your coach, your upline will sit down with you, actually call those people together. We know at the beginning it's scary. I remember when I was new. I'm a director. I can talk to everybody as long as they're my staff. But I want to pick up the phone to invite a prospect. My God, the phone acted like it was 500 pounds. I walk around the room, I look at the phone, I make my mind, what am I going to say? Then I go to the phone, I pick up the phone, I dial 1 digit, then I hang up and it says, no, I have to think about it again, And then I pick up the phone and it rings and I'm praying. I hope they don't answer. I hope they don't answer. After 3 rings, I hang up. Oh, good, they're not home. I know what you're going to go through. It's scary. But did you see the video? You have to overcome that. Because when you overcome that, and the upline team, your mentors will help you. It's scary when you're alone. I am very scary also in a dark room alone. But if you're in a dark room with a whole bunch of people that you know, it's okay. It's not as scary. So you can do the invitation together with an upline, not by yourself alone. To invite some people to look at the marketing plan. Step 4 and 5 is education. Oops, let me go back one step. Pace setter. Step 1 was the sponsoring tool. Step 2 is the volume. 100 personal points. Whether you use it, whether you sell it, 100 points. For most of you, even if you're single, that could just be personal use only. By the time you buy vitamin, couple of artistry things, and dish drop and LOC, and unless you don't brush your teeth or wash your hair or wash your clothes, then that could be just personal consumption. Step number 3 of pace setter is education. That's what I'm going to talk about next. Okay, education. We call it continuing education program. Why do we need education? Well, I became an engineer. I was not born an engineer, I need to get educated in math and physics and engineering classes. I wanted to become an engineer, but I had to pay the price to become an engineer by studying. Now, to be honest with you, I was terrible at math in high school. I had one of the lowest grades in algebra and trigonometry. The only thing I had good grades was geometry. But I became good because my parents paid for a tutor to teach me. You know what I mean? And until I became good, I could not get into the university for engineering university. The same thing, this is an industry. It sounds simple. We talk about, yes, just use the product and tell everybody else about it. But if it was as simple as it sounds, why wouldn't we be having everybody a diamond already? Obviously, there is a lot more to it. And we have through this wonderful program called Continuing Education Program that we listen to CDs of other people who have already done it. We have different kind of CDs. Some CDs are instructional. They're not motivational. Those are the CD I listen to over and over. I take notes. I summarize it into notes, and every time I listen to it again, I'll read the notes also because I want to learn their techniques. I want to know how do they do it. For example, one of the CDs that I like to listen to is about invitation, how to invite. I don't want to go in and just talk to people. I want to know exactly what's the proper way of invitation. So that is a technique CD, and those are provided through CEP. Some CDs are for motivation, just feeling good. Have you ever had a bad day? Have you ever had a bad day? Yeah. If you haven't had a bad day, you're lying. Everybody has a bad day. How do you make it a good day? By changing something so you can think different. Sometimes I want to do meetings when I go in, and again, I'm a human. Diamonds are human too. We have good days, we have bad days, I want to go in and I just don't feel like it. Have you ever had moments that you don't feel like it? Something's wrong, But, you have to learn how to overcome it, because if you stay down, you will never get up. Normally, when I go to do a meeting for my downline, I listen to several speakers. I have a few favorite speakers that helps me to get up, like Louis Carello. Have you ever heard Louis Carello CDs? A man with a dream will not be denied. Devotion, every dream has a price. Monkey see, monkey do. I've got those on my iPod. I listen to those every time I go to a meeting. Why? Because when I go to a meeting, that's my work. When you go to office to work, don't you get dressed? Don't you need to go and do your work or you won't get paid? When I work in the Amway business, I need to be up. I need to feel good because my downline expect me to perform for them. The same thing, a physician. When you go to that surgery room, it doesn't matter how tired you are, you better be prepared because somebody's life is at risk. You know what I mean? So that's why I learned a few CDs that works for me. Now, those CDs might not work for you. You might be inspired by Nancy Dornan. You might be inspired by Olive Fernandez. You need to find out what inspires you and have those CDs available, just like a bottle of aspirin. So when you get a headache, you take you take the medicine. When you feel down, you listen to those CDs to bring you up. Some CDs we have is for leadership. Because when you look at these circles on the board, they are not circles. You are not circles. You are people. People have feelings. People can get hurt. I have some downlines, they say, upline, what you said hurt me. You know what I mean? I don't mean to hurt people, but sometimes you say something, it might hurt somebody. A cross line might say something that you might be hurt. You know, people quit the business, not because of the business, but because of wrong relationships. So it's good to listen to CDs to develop your skills and leadership so people can follow. Okay? And some CDs are for leadership to develop the leader inside of you. We're going to program you. People say, that's brainwashing. I said, amen. They're brainwashing you all the time. You open the television, what do you think they're doing? They're brainwashing you. You watch your noontime show. Have you watched Wow Wow Wee? It's not Wow Wow Wee, it's advertising. It's always about Colgate and everything else, all the sponsors. They're programming you how to buy those products. When you watch the boxing world championship with Manny Pacquiao, guess what? You're watching the boxing, but what are they doing with those advertising? They're putting in your head, what does Manny Pacquiao use? Head and shoulder, Then you next time you go to the shop and you see Head and Shoulder, oh, Manny Pacquiao, I'll buy that one. You need to program yourself how to become successful. You need to program yourself how to think like diamonds. Because if you want to be like us, we're normal people just like you. Except we learn to develop some skills and we learn to think different. And you can program your head. How about music? Can music program you? How many of you can sing songs? Can you sing songs? Yeah, Filipinos, everybody can sing songs. If you don't sing songs, you're not Filipino. There's two things about Filipinos. I love Philippines. Two things, everybody can sing and everybody can smile. Remember last year, the typhoon that hit Manila? You look at the CNN, the people, kawawa, they have no house, everything's gone. But the moment they see the newscaster with the camera, smile. You are one of the best people for this business. You got a beautiful smile, use it, But you can program yourself. When you listen to a song, unless you're a professional musician, you don't go download the lyrics and memorize it. How do you learn the music? Well, just keep listening it while you're driving, the radio plays. You're at home cooking, the TV plays. And after 5 or 6 times, the music that plays, your mouth started, even though you don't want to sing, your mouth started singing, right? Why? The music, repetition, program your mind. If they can program you to sing, why can't we program you to become a leader? You know what I mean? Why can't we develop your heart through programming so you can act like a leader? You sound intelligent as far as our business. You try for 90 days. You try for 90 days our CEP and some other CD that you should borrow from your upline. You listen to 30 CDs. I guarantee you will look different as far as this business. When your mouth opens, it's not the normal you anymore. You know what I mean? You cannot keep putting stuff in and nothing comes out. Something will change. And that's the beginning of programming you for become successful. So continuing education program. Listen to 1 CD per day. Number 1, you register for CEP. CEP is continuing education program. 4 CDs a month, the basic program. If you're new, you probably just need the basic, just as a getting your feet wet. 200 pesos per CD, so 800 pesos a month. Is that a lot of money? I don't know. Some people spend more than that on the load on the cell phone. And the load gets unloaded, you have to reload again. But education stays in. Education changes you, which will change your pocket. I have a downline who always says, you want to change your pocket? Change your thinking. Upgrade your thinking. Okay? So listen to 1 CD a day, but since the CEP is only 4 a month, I suggest you go to your upline, can I borrow some more CDs? Get another 10 CDs. develop the habit, because you might not relate to me, you might not relate to one, but we all have something to offer, so you might be able to learn bits and pieces. Book reading. Now, for new people in my team, I don't think you need a subscription of the book right in your first month. This is just in my team. But there are certain books a new person need to read before you get on a regular program. The very first book I always suggest in my team to read is a book called Magic of Thinking Big, because it helps you to think, and it's a story. It's stories, not about Amway. The book was written before my grandfather was born, long time ago. But it's about how ordinary people, become extraordinary successful in life. Not about Amway. It's even before Amway was started. So the first thing with that book, it helps you to become a better person, thinking how you can accomplish in life. There are some other books that will help you if you're new. Personality Plus. Learning how to get along with people. Husband and wives, can I ask you a question? Have you ever had any arguments and then you laugh about it 2 days later, it was stupid? Have you ever had those moments? Yes, we all had. If you don't, you're not married yet. Or, I remember with my wife, I don't know, we've had arguments about toothpaste. Stupid toothpaste, we have argument. Because I'm an engineer, it's just common sense. When you use the toothpaste, right, you always start from the bottom, you squeeze here, so as along the way, as you squeeze, nothing is wasted, correct? It's just common sense. But I guess she doesn't have common sense. Because every time she uses the toothpaste, whatever is convenient, she just grabs it, pushes it, and then puts it down. It used to bother the hell out of me. We used to have an argument. I used to sit down with her and explain, darling, this is the way you have to use it because it saves money and this. And as if she didn't listen. And next day, go back to the toothpaste, push it wherever is convenient. But I learned Personality Plus. I learned that's just the way she is. So, I solved it. We buy two toothpaste. It's hers and mine, and I don't look at hers. Like Kanina's, I'm sitting there, I see the stage is crooked. It's bothering me. Somebody needs to get up and fixes it. He says some people are bothered with small stuff like that. And if you're a husband and wife, if you're an upline, downline, you could have lots of arguments over stupid things. So that's why you need to get equipped. You need to read those books, because those books will help you. See, some people want the result, but they don't want to change, and that's not good either. So you need to read. You need to read. You don't need to read 50 books. You just need to read one book every 2 to 3 months at the beginning. Maybe 10, 15 minutes a day. My suggestion is either first thing in the morning when you wake up so you can start the day nice, or the last thing before you go to bed. But read 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and our books are wonderful. They're not stories. They're not novels. You can open it up. It's self-help. Its purpose is to build you up, So that's what we call continuing education program. Today, I'm a successful Amway IBO, but I became successful because of 17 years of education. 17 years. And I'm still continuing. I'm still learning because I want to develop a better and bigger business. Number 6 is functions. We have certain functions that you participate. Now, when you register in the Amway business, it's called independent business owner. You are independent. You're your own boss. You're not employee of Amway. We cannot force you. We cannot force you to do what we want you to do. But that's also true. You cannot force your downline what you want them to do. Does it make sense? Monkey see, monkey do. Now, in the Amway business, we make the money by selling and using the Amway products, either ourselves or through our downline. Do you follow? So we can make money from our downline. Let's just talk about downline. We can make money from our downline when they buy and sell Amway product and sponsor other people. Does it make sense? Yes. So one element is, since you're working with your downline, if your downline are not excited, they're not going to sponsor and sell or use Amway products. Does it make sense? So one way you can make them excited is every night go visit your downlines. Now, if you have only one downline, no problem. Can you imagine by the time you're Leaders Club, you have about 20 downlines, and you have to visit 20 houses every night just to make him excited? Let's say I go to Danny's house. Danny, are you excited? Yeah, okay, so no. Fred, are you, Frank, are you excited? No. Oh, we have to talk. I want to make you excited. Then I have to go to the next house every night. It's stupid. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. Even if you have full time, you will run out. What if you become platinum? You have 200 downlines, 200 visits every night. You will go crazy. So that's why in Network 21, with our functions, we say one night a week. You can build a business whenever you want because you're the boss. You can work at Mondays, you can work at Saturdays, whenever. But one night a week, as independent leaders, we all gather. We call it business preview. Even if you have no prospect, well, we hope you have a prospect. But even if we don't, we want everybody to come together because that's when we bond. That's when we can exchange information. That's when we can find out, okay, do you have prospects so I can talk to your prospect? That's when I find out if you have a problem so we can talk about it, you know. One night a week, it saves you lots of time. It saves you rather than going house to house every night, worrying about, praying about it. Oh, I hope Frank is excited tonight, you know. Rather than that, you bring everybody together. And if you don't go, none of your downline will go either. Monkey see, monkey do. So that's why we have a business preview. We don't have a business preview just to have a business preview. We have it because it makes sense. One night a week, team must go together. One Saturday a month, we come together like here, business building seminar, when we celebrate, when we recognize the achievements, where we inspire your new downline. And especially if you are in the leaders meeting, qualified, we will teach you some stuff. If you don't like me, don't worry. There's lots of speakers better than me. There's speaker better, much more guapo, much better teacher. So the next one will be even better than me. But it doesn't matter. You just keep coming one Saturday a month. And the grandfather, the granddaddy of all is the weekend seminar. Weekend seminar is when we showcase you everything you need to know about the business. Determination, leadership, vision, techniques, what needs to be done. We always say diamonds are born at the weekend seminars. And we have those only 3 times a year. You are really lucky. You are really lucky we have in the Philippines these weekend seminars. Some countries, they don't have it. Vietnam doesn't have weekend seminars. People fly to Thailand. People fly to Malaysia 3 times a year. You think you have to fly to Manila? You think that's expensive? Try a different country. But you know those businesses are booming because regardless of price, financial price, the price for success has to be paid. You are lucky that you can find cheap airlines, just fly to Manila. But that's also nice because you will see the people from the north. You will see people who coming to the Philippines from international also. And you can brag to your neighbors. I'm going to Manila for a business conference, you know. It's just, you know, brag about it. Why not? Make them more curious, you know. And when you come back, you will be very excited to them and say, man, I just learned how to go to Dubai free. And don't tell them anything. Keep them curious. Let them come back to you. Ask for more, just like my story earlier. But we have functions, and we make time to go to all of those. And last, which I'm not going to cover, is called teamwork. That's actually what Network 21 is all about. There's a CD about teamwork. Maybe you can listen to that. It's the element of no cross-lining, edification, and count business review with it. But core is the foundation of Network 21. Very simple. If you're not core, you need to become core. But most people don't become core overnight. Maybe you can take 1 or 2 elements at a time, baby steps. If you're brand new and never used the Amway product, maybe your first step is today, right away. Go in and get 10 or 15 Amway products to build your belief about the products. Because your prospects, they don't ask you a question about the business, they will ask you a question about the product. That's their language of prospects. So maybe you can do that. If you're already using the products, maybe the next step is work with your upline to do your first pace setter. Get involved. So work toward becoming core. By the time you're all 7 elements of core in place, you are in the zone of building. You're in the zone of becoming Leaders Club, but at the same time, you have built your leadership, you have built your belief, you have built your knowledge, and you are prepared to go to the next level. Very simple, but not easy. Doable, but it's worth it. And the last thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to finish, is about goals. You can come to the meetings, you can listen to the CDs, but if you don't have a goal, you will learn nothing. You know what I mean? When learning, like what I just said, what I said an hour ago, you probably forgot what I said. You probably remember the feeling, but you don't remember what I said. You probably keep 10%, maybe less, of what you heard. Unless it comes on a CD so you can listen to it again. But you will remember me. Because people remember what they see. They forget what they say. They remember what they see. But they will internalize what they do. Once you do it, you will never forget it. Just like riding a bicycle. You know what I mean? Core is internalizing. And you will not do it unless you have a goal. You will not do it unless you have a goal. And those are some of the things that I learned how to become good at. I learned the basics, but I learned how to set goals to implement these into my goal, like a pace setter. Pace setter is a 30-day goal, but maybe you say, I want to do it in 1 week. Nobody said it has to be done in 30 days. They said 30 days or less. Okay, so some of those things you need to work with your upline, but we hope you take the steps. There is nobody in this room who cannot become successful in the Amway business. Being in the business for 17 years, I've seen all. I've seen broke people, but not broken. They become emeralds and diamonds. I've seen handicapped people, but I see people who are not handicapped, but they're more handicapped than them as far as emotions and goals in life. We have one couple who reached platinum in Manila, almost 70 years old. Almost 70 years old. I was in Mindanao, northern Mindanao, a month and a half ago. Met an 80+ years old ex-mayor of one of the small cities. He came to one of our seminars and extremely excited. He asked me, sir, can I say something at the end? And he got up and says, you know, I am 80+ years old, but I'm not dead. I made many people rich, but I'm still poor. You know, that person, 80+, is more younger than some young people who don't have a goal. You know? The goal is for you when you go to the weekend seminar, sir, like you were on the stage. Congratulations. Congratulations. I see young people. You know, I wish I was 20 again so I can build the business at that time so I could enjoy my 20s rather than looking at ugly boss. You know? The weekend seminar in Manila, when you go there, you will have a different perspective of life. When you go there, you think you're in trouble. You think you have crisis. You think you have lots of problems. But when you go there, we'll see a couple of thousand people. You hear some of those stories. You will be so grateful to Lord for what you have. Because there is always people worse than you. You think you have no money. Some of those people I have up north, they are in debt for almost 1 million pesos. And they're still building the business to get rid of the debt. You know, maybe you don't have money, but at least you're not in debt like them. Maybe you think you have, some people say, I cannot go to the seminar, I'm not feeling well. You're not feeling well, but I have people in my team who have cancer, they're still attending the seminar. You should be grateful your feeling well is not cancer. You know what I mean? When you go to those weekend seminars, it awakens you, it gives you, God, thank you. I can make it in life. Because there are people who do worse than you. Some of you, maybe you are very successful. Maybe, I hope it's not you, but some of you might be arrogant. Oh, I don't need this, I've got already enough. Come to weekend seminar. Because you'll find people who are better than you financially. Maybe that will give you the right attitude. I don't mean to dishonor you, but I think you have not experienced freedom until you have freedom. And until you are happy with that yourself. We don't want to use people. We just want you to be satisfied with your life. And the business can provide that. So hold on to your upline. Hold on to a dream. Fight for that. You have about a month. You have about a month till the weekend coming in Manila. And you can get a lot of things done. Work together. Decide right now, I'm going. You know what I mean? Because the difference between the person who has to be convinced 30 days from now And the person who decides now is a night and day different. You can go to Manila at the last minute, you will get something out of it. But in compared to the person who's decided now, and they will prepare, not financially, they will prepare the business-wise between now and 30 days from now, they will learn 10 times more than you. Because in the last 30 days, they have been shown the plan, selling the products. So when the speakers talk about those, it makes more sense to them. They will get at least 4 to 5 months of advanced learning by buying your weekend seminar ticket now and prepare to go to Manila rather than waiting for the last minute and go there as an audience, not as a participant, with that. So come and join us. We look forward to seeing the team Davao in Manila. We want to hear your noise in Manila. Yeah. And it's exciting to be excited. Every time I come to Davao and I hear you guys, I get revived and I get excited, Because, that's what life is. Why have a boring life? Why have a boring life? Why have all the money not enjoy? That's why I like that video. I just went there, I rented the whole boats. It was nice. And those 4 people were there to just serve me. I said, sir, where do you like to go today? I find me a beach, I want to eat, but I don't want anybody on the beach. So they were going island to island around, they find a spot. That's why we had lunch every day for 4 days, We went scuba diving, but that's freedom. That's freedom, and that's your future. Sayang not to experience that. We will have the same experience a month from now. We're going to Korea and Japan with Amway Corporation. Yeah. We are gonna go skiing ski on snow. Who likes to go skiing on snow? Okay, not skiing, who likes to actually touch the snow? Yes. And we're gonna touch the snow not in the freezer of your refrigerator, in actual real life. We will be spending 2 days in a ski resort, actually in a resort for 2 days. We're gonna experiment, we're gonna make snowman, and we're gonna have snow fight, and it's fun. That's memories. That's Amway. That's freedom. Next year you can join us. You can join us in Korea, but you can join us in Dubai. We're not going to go to Dubai to work. We're going to go to Dubai, diba? We're going to tell everybody, we go to Dubai to see one of the wonders of the world, the 7-star hotel, and they have a shopping mall, I heard. I haven't been there. I've been in the airport, but not there. They have a shopping mall that is snowing inside. It's like 50 degrees centigrade outside, but when you go inside, it's like 0 degrees and actually snows, fake snow. I want to go see that. Why not, right? If it's there, why not? If it's free, why not? So we hope to see you in Manila. We hope that I trust you will do all the right things, and we're excited to hear your story. And there will come a time that we will be listening to you on the stage, listening to your story. Thank you.
This recording is the exclusive property of Network 21. Duplication is strictly prohibited without the written permission of Network 21. No one can guarantee the techniques and approaches suggested in this CD will work for you. We hope, however, that the ideas presented herein will assist you in developing a strong and profitable business.